Dear lords and ladies of the Norheim. Oh gosh, it just took so much energy to even put that amount of effort into saying that starting line. Welcome back, fam. We are going to be talking today about our Earth Complete Guide March breakdown. We're going to be starting with free to play. We'll talk about pay to win, and then we're also going to talk about the dragon and the skill order that you should be applying to this element type. Let's dive right in. As always, I'm ecstatic. I just had a good sip of agua, so I'm feeling super refreshed, Waterboy style. Gotta get my H2O, high quality H2O1. Okay, so starting off with free to play. The recommended March, and before I even, with some prefacing, as we always like to say, is that remember, you can always do nice transitions between breakdowns from the alchemy lab, which we will get into in a moment, and then also, right, trying to pull these specific immortals that we're going to talk about through the market. And then if you do any 9 times pulls in Hall of Immortals and you get any shards there to break down, and then again reutilize throughout the market. Now, free to play March, let's talk about this first. The recommendation here is going to be Boudica, Isabella, and let me just start here with the first one so we can show you each one. Boudica, going to be your front line, and then we're going to go with, actually let me go to the next front line so I can do front to back like we did for water, and then you're going to go Gaius, right? Gaius is going to give you a shield for your frontline troops, and then we're going to go to Isabella, which is right here. This is Isabella of Castile, and she's going to be your backline magic. And then you're going to have your Amanitori? Gosh, I'm probably butchering the name. But right here, again, going to be backline support for Bowman. This is going to make up your free-to-play starting March comp that you can run. Now, late game free-to-play March comp is going to be Cleopatra. And I don't know if I have her unlocked yet. Probably not, but we'll show you her. So Cleo is who you're going to run. Again, this is going to be for Magic Backline. Then you're going to run Leonidas, which I think I have Leo unlocked to show you him. Leonidas, he will be frontline defense. And then you'll run Boudica for your additional frontline to complement or to go alongside Leonidas. And then Isabella of Castile will still be for your backline next to Cleopatra. This is going to make up your late game free-to-play. Now, remember, Leonidas is going to be replacing Gaius, whereas Cleopatra is going to be replacing Amanitor. Now, as we've mentioned in the water guide, right, the easy way to do this is, right, you just keep breaking down the shards for the comps that you're not using, right? Example here, I can break these down, one because I'm not using them, and then you go into your market and you just fish around for the specific immortals that you're looking for, right? It's also good to try and buy them all out usually, just because then you're going to be able to recycle them, which is just only going to further increase your, and I'll show you here, growth, right? It's going to keep working out your market summonings for the market purchase, right? Which goes up to 5,000, so I'm close to maxing. And again, then you go right back to Alchemy Lab, and anytime you want to reborn, that's where your opportunity is going to come to use that for Amanitori. Or Manator, and then Gaius, right? Those are going to be the 2 immortals that you were born, even if you eventually get them to max star, and then you'll reinvest those resources and shards back into the market to purchase so you can do more Cleo and Leonidas shard farming. Then, let's get to late game pay to win. So late game pay to win Earth, now this is pretty standard for what a lot of people have been putting out there. There's really one flex pick more or less, but for the most part, this is what you're going to run. So Cleo is going to remain the same. You're going to swap out Leonidas and then Boudica and Isabella, and you're going to run, so we'll start with front line, or I guess we'll start with back line because Cleopatra's already there. So the other back line you'll get for Earth is going to be Xenobia, right? Now for Xenobia, which is not obviously, here we go. God, their face is so similar. So Xenobia here, you'll run back line. Now Xenobia you have to get through VIP. Obviously, it says that she shows up in special bundles. We just haven't seen that happen yet. So what you're going to do is go here to VIP. And then, let me see where I'm at, 10. Oh, gosh, hang on, let me go to 9. Here we go. So Xenobia goes from 9, I think, to 6. 5 or 6. Let me double check here. 5, yeah. So at VIP 5 to 9, right, is when you can do Xenobia. So Xenobia, $5, to unlock here, and then you're good to go, right? So again, this is something that you can utilize when you are running or more or less kind of going through your process on figuring out what your budget is, right? How much are you willing to spend? But again, typically if you're going late game pay to win, you're probably already considering spending or already have. So again, $5 to do the mid unlock. You can purchase more of those up to the VIP 9 chest, right? So again, you have Cleo, Xenobia, and then frontline, you're going to go, as we've talked about, Alex, and we'll show you Alex as well, over Leonidas preferably. And I don't think I have Alex unlocked yet. So you're going to go Alexander the Great. Now, Alexander the Great, you can get in daily deals, right? And then, of course, they'll show up in the market. So for daily deals, we'll go here. We'll go daily deals. We'll go redeem. And then you're going to see Alex right here, right? Now, as we mentioned before in water, if you don't currently have the Epic Immortal Selection chest picked out, then you can go ahead and just buy one of each of these, right? So you spend the $6, you get the 20 pearls, you come over here, you get the chest, and then you can unlock Alex here at the bottom, right? And then you'll start getting him spawning in the market. So just for Xenobia and Alex, right, you're looking at $11 so far just to do the unlock. Then lastly, which is the big piece, that's where Charles comes in, right? So let's take a look at Epic Return. This is where you'll see Charles in the monthly Epic Return, and you'll also see him here where you see the Immortal Glory. This is Grand Promotion, just because I already have Baldwin unlocked, but you'll see him here for the $99.99. Otherwise, you'll see the Epic Immortals that you don't have unlocked coming back here in the monthly. Now, they still might come back, but just given that I already have Baldwin and it only showing me Genghis or Charles, I would imagine that this is just an opportunity for you to do the min unlock if you want to spend the money. So then you're looking at $100 or $99.99 to unlock Charles, right? So altogether, you're looking at $111 just to do the min unlock for the 3 necessary pay-to-win late game pieces for Earth. Now let's lastly talk about the dragon. So in we're going to talk about recommended skill order now for your Earth Dragon. Now, Earth Dragon is different from Water when we talked about that. The recommended order for what you're leveling up the skills, in my opinion, should go 3 for Earthshake, 1 for Earth Roar, and then lastly 2 for Sandstorm Breath. Why do we recommend this? Well, let's take a look at the first 2 skills. So, causes an earthquake beneath enemy troops with a 33% chance of stunning all enemy troops for 2 seconds every 3 seconds, and it lasts for 12 seconds. So, again, remember, this is a percentage chance of it proccing, right? It doesn't mean that it's a guarantee. Second skill has a 49.5 up to 90% chance of reducing the damage received by 3 of your random troops by 35% for 12 seconds. Right? So again, you have a 49.5, it's about a 50% chance of reducing the damage. Right? That means that's the chance of this skill activating, and then it'll reduce the damage by 35% for 12 seconds. Right? Now you can get this up to 90, which is higher than 60, but it's still a percentage chance based. Now, keep in mind, right, you could make the argument that you can go 3, 2, 1 if you wanted, just because you already have the higher percentage chance, it's easier to proc. On the other end, you could still argue 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, just because you want to bring the first skill, maybe you want to bring it up to like that 48, 51%. And then you can go back and work on Sandstorm Breath, or you just level this up because 49.5% chance is already kind of halfway, so maybe you just want to go back and level and max level 1 after you do 3. But the reason why we recommend you doing 3 is because during combat, right, let's read the skill, grants crit, dodge to all your immortals and damage to your Earth immortals for every 10% troops power lost up to 5 stacks, right? So again, right, and this only applies for the damage, right? 2.2% damage to your Earth Immortals. Or, excuse me, during combat it grants this, and 2%. So it is everything, right? So, at least based off how it reads, right? Again, during combat it grants 12% crit and 12% dodge to all your Immortals and 2.2%, unless this is the separate portion, which I know this has been applied to other dragons that you've seen as well, where it's kind of just the last part that allows for you to get up to the 5 stacks. So again, until proven otherwise, we'll just go off that for the bare minimum. But even with that, right, that's still 4% for max damage plus times 5 for the stacks, right? That's when you get the 50% troop power total, or total troop health left. You're still looking at 20% extra damage at minimum, right, if it doesn't also apply to the crit and the dodge stats. So it's a lot, but that's a flat rate, right? You're going to get that no matter what, passively, right, just from losing troops in every fight. So that's why we say the third skill is a little bit more reliable than if you're trying to focus on leveling up the first or the second. Of course, if you want to just go pure percentage game, then you probably would level 3, you'd level 2, get that to 90, that way you just have a hard chance of it happening almost every time, and then you can go 1, right? So it really just depends. Actually, now that I almost talk about this more, even after I've read these all, it almost makes a little more sense to kind of go 3, 2, 1. But again, right, it depends on how everyone else views it, right? If you're just playing the hard, flat percentage games, that's probably going to be the way to go. Always interesting when you're doing the video recording and then you realize and have the epiphany while you're in mid-stride. It's fantastic. So that is going to be it for today's complete Earth Guide breakdown video. I hope y'all enjoyed as usual, and we will be back. I'm actually going to be trying to have 2 videos coming out this weekend, with this being the first, so I could try to get on somewhat of a consistent schedule, along with trying to upload videos sometime around, I don't even know, 7, anywhere between like 7 and 9 a.m. Eastern time is going to be my hope. We'll see if I can get it on the days that I'm able to do pre-recordings or bulk recordings ahead of time. But that's it for me. Again, I would love to hear your comments and your feedback down below. Let me know, right, do you agree with the skill order? Do you disagree? Do you find a different skill order? Do you like leveling the skills of 1 by 1? Right, do you have a different recommendation for some of the early free-to-play, late free-to-play, or even the pay-to-win comps that we suggested? And that is going to do it for me today. Man, it's been intense. And as usual, we'll see y'all later.